What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 149 of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. I'm your host, Anton LaPlatte. Joining me, as always, we have the mayor of Stardew Valley, Chris Montalbano.
What's up, everybody?
We got the most generous squid in the sea, Jalen Roberts.
Yeah, and when I go to the desert, I become a sand squid. Be like that.
Would be like that. And we got the Ray Trace Durag, Madrid Devon.
Atreides!
We got a jam-packed episode for you guys this week. We're going to talk entirely too long about the PlayStation State of Play, and then we're going to run through a bunch of headlines like Pikmin, Pokemon, WB, Blizzard, Meguro, and Apple Music.
What the fuck is Meguro?
That's the composer from... Nintendo Switch Online this week. The expansion pack came out.
Yeah.
And it's a shit show.
It is ass.
Games are running at like unstable frame rates. And it's more noticeable for some of these games already had unstable frame rates, and it's just getting worse.
Yeah.
Are we talking about like the Sega and
the
N64?
Sega and the N64?
Yeah.
The N64 seems to be having way more problems.
For sure.
And then the mapping, so...
The button mapping? I heard that shit is atrocious.
Oof, the button,
That's why they're selling this N64 controller.
Isn't there more buttons on the... Okay.
It's just weird.
I mean, if you just
that controller doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
No, it's a D-pad, one joystick, 4 face buttons, 4 trigger buttons.
You're gonna C button.
I think it's 3 trigger buttons.
No, you got 2 technical, 2 joysticks.
3 trigger.
And 2 D-pads.
Yeah, you had 2 shoulder pads. No, you had 1 D-pad.
Well, the
you had the C. You had the C D-pad. You had the button D-pad.
Mm-hmm.
You had the button D-pad.
And then you had the purple bumper, and then the 2 triggers.
Yeah,
No.
so you had 3.
That's GameCube.
That's a GameCube?
That's GameCube.
Oh my god, fucking Nintendo.
No. See, the 64 had the 2 shoulders and the weird trigger because that controller had to do everything.
That shit in the back.
Everything.
Just
Oh,
in case
yeah.
you use the middle grip for something to get the thumbstick action.
It was one of those that clearly, and this is one of the things that I find funny is that's one of the subtle ways you could see the fact that they were working on a first-person Metroid game back on the N64.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm looking at it. We got D-pad,
Because that's just for
left
GoldenEye.
shoulder, right shoulder, start button,
Yeah.
and then left analog, up, down, left, right. Then you had right.
You had the yellow.
It gets confusing.
You had the yellow C
the
button
yellow
D-pad.
buttons were analog buttons, which is weird.
The yellow D-pad buttons.
Right,
Then you
but
had the
they're
main face buttons. Then you had and then in the center you
Just
had
A and
the
D.
joystick.
Yeah,
And then you had the shoulder buttons. And then you had the light gun trigger.
yeah.
That controller made no damn sense.
No, it was 2 controllers in one. It was the thing with the N64 is that they never built the games to take full advantage of that controller.
Because you can't, because you don't have 3 hands.
No, that's the thing about it. No, you hold it
fair.
differently based on what
You
game.
don't have 3 hands.
No, you hold it differently based on what game you're playing. Like when you were playing a light gun game, a shooter, you would literally hold it by the trigger, use the joystick to point around, and then you would pull the trigger.
And I mean,
they just never made that game. I'm surprised they never made that control scheme for GoldenEye.
Oh, that would have been dope.
Nobody was thinking like that back in the N64.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because not
were.
even in the original PlayStation were they thinking like that.
Thinking like what?
Thinking like use left stick and right stick to actually move around and use your triggers and stuff to shoot
That's true. They were trying to see how little polygons they can put in a 3D game.
You mean how many polygons they could put in a 3D game and make it work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's really no good way to run GoldenEye.
But then also it's one of those things where it's also
With the controller?
Is that controversial? GoldenEye is kind of ass.
No,
I've never played a video game that is simultaneously that loose and that fucking stiff.
Here's the thing about GoldenEye. GoldenEye is its nostalgic value is built specifically off of it being a relic of its time at this point.
Yeah.
It's the fact that this is one of the this is the next evolutionary point of the FPS.
It's a time and place game.
Yeah.
And so for me, somebody who didn't play it in the time and place and then played it later, and I was like, And I played. I think they re-released it on 360 or something, like in Xbox Live Arcade. But yeah, that was the other thing that I noticed about the Nintendo 64 controller that I never noticed until right now, looking at this diagram. It's a technically 6-button controller. You could play like
Yeah.
like
You could play. They had Tekken
fighting
on it.
game shit.
No, they had Tekken on it.
It was Tekken on Nintendo 64.
Or am I thinking of like Virtual Fighter or some shit? I don't know. But there were fighting games on N64.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter. That's what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Yeah, the first thing that came up was a DeviantArt page of Tekken 64. So
The one time you want to turn Safe Search back on.
I was like, you ever forget a website exists?
all the time. You know how many times I forget Salty Bet exists, and then like somebody brings up Salty Bet, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's like the fucking greatest idea ever. But yeah, the Nintendo 64 emulation seems to be bad.
It's like, how do y'all fumble this? Like, did y'all just
Is
like,
the
all right, let's just
N64 on P?
copy and
Wait,
fucking paste? It's
but
just like,
is
this
the
will be-
emulator on PC good? I haven't tried to emulate 64 in a while, but I remember it being
Yeah,
ass.
it's way better
I'm sure.
than the Nintendo one.
I'm sure it is.
At this
And
point.
apparently the Wii U virtual console versions of these same games
Mm-hmm.
ran better, and the emulation was better. On
How
the
do you
Wii U
fuck
virtual
up
console
everything?
and on the Switch?
That's so sad.
Robbie said GoldenEye had the multiplayer. And that goes to a point about it is when it comes to our generation,
Yeah.
our GoldenEye was Halo.
We're pretty much essentially talking, not essentially,
Yeah, I was
exclusively talking about multiplayer.
Really
referring
young.
to GoldenEye.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even remember what the.
Nobody,
No one
nobody does. When you think of GoldenEye, you think
'Cause I
picking
never-
up that golden gun and one-shotting your friends.
Exactly.
It don't matter where you hit them at. You're screen looking. You're fucking.
And then some dickwad play picks Odd Job, and you're staring at them like
What?
like come on, Odd Job.
But yeah, but to your point, like, I don't know for certain if Halo was like our generation's GoldenEye because GoldenEye was still popping.
No,
Not. It was still popping, but like when I was younger, it was huge. And then
Yeah.
Halo came out.
Well, no,
We
Yeah,
were
so
like
Halo's like
6 when we were playing that
Right.
GoldenEye.
Right. So Halo is still like it's. I don't think of it as GoldenEye. I just think of it as Halo.
No, but
Halo was that shit. It was like, okay, yeah, this is what people have been looking for.
well, no, like that's the thing about it is like from GoldenEye gave us the full multiplayer suite, first-person shooter package on console. Mm-hmm. And then from there, we go into console shooters pretty much becoming the best shooters with Halo.
Couch co-op with Halo was so much fun.
Right. And that's the thing about it. So you kind of we're going to be looking at Halo CE the way we look at GoldenEye about the same way in about 2-3 years.
I mean, people are nostalgic for Halo 3. People like will find.
Because that was prime Halo. That was just fucking solid fucking Halo.
I'm so mad that the world's not in a place that like we can have Halo 3 kind of hype around Halo Infinite.
I mean,
Well, it's because
you
Halo
don't-
was done. Halo was done about after Halo 3. They were done. Bungie was ready to move on to another project.
No.
But then
Reach?
Yeah, I was about to say
franchise.
ODST and Reach.
No,
Those
that
were
was because of the
definitely-
Microsoft contract.
yeah, but they were really good.
Yeah, but
That's the
even
thing.
then, like,
It's not like they just kind of shat those out. Those
No,
had
'cause
vision and those
because
had lore
That's
and those
that's
had...
Bungie. That's Bungie being quality. But it was
Right.
like what Bungie wanted to do at that point was to move on to another project. They wanted to move on to something else.
and honestly, that's why I fucked with Reach because that's them. Like, all right, let's test out all this shit that we're working
Right.
on.
They're playing-
but
they're-
we're also giving y'all the tools to not fuck our franchise in the future.
Right, and then
Which they did.
and a lot of
Which
those,
they did.
and a lot of those ideas,
Which they did. They fucked it.
Yeah, and a lot of those ideas became Destiny.
Yeah, I mean,
Like
That's
if,
the point.
If it wasn't like if it wasn't for Microsoft being like, no, we need Halo. Destiny could have been a Microsoft exclusive.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
I'm glad it's not.
But
no, I think
Destiny being on PlayStation, that fucking changed the game up, dog.
Really,
Because I remember
their
that
largest
PlayStation
player
pushing the
base
shit out of it, and I was like,
PlayStation had exclusive stuff, but the largest player base, like the install base of the PS4, and like Destiny was a right place, right time game.
right.
And
I wanted a PlayStation 4 for Destiny.
I know multiple people who bought their PS4s.
I did. The moment how, like, literally,
Actually,
it was like
I was like, wait,
it was end of
so-
House of Wolves.
I'm like, this is
and
the
then I
team
saw
from
the
Halo?
trailer for Taken King, and I was like, all right, you got me. And then I grinded the hell up. So by the time D1 ended, I had as much time as Anton, who played as fucking day one.
I wasn't even playing video games then. I remember one day I had to go do laundry on campus. This is when I lived off campus.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking Brandon, he was the RA. So I went to his room to like, do laundry and do all that shit and like, finessing the system. And he had a PlayStation and he was like, yeah, I'm gonna be in class all day. I'm like, all right, cool. I fucking booted that shit up, created a profile, played Destiny. I hit like level 15. I was like, oh yeah, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's the Quinn.
This was even before that. I'm like, this is it, Chief. Like, this shit is fire.
I mean,
PlayStation.
Destiny 1 was the reason why you got me to buy a PS4. You're like, Destiny's like $10. Also, here's this deal on this PS4. And I literally, for the first time, bought a PS4 to play Destiny with you guys.
I don't remember that, but that sounds about right.
First year of Son of My Belly.
Destiny, like...
And now they're ringing out the monetization.
Yeah, I see Robbie saying that in chat. But the thing is, apparently the reason they're doing it is because the amount of players that actually run the dungeons, they could do it one of two ways. They can keep putting in the dungeons and spending a shit ton of money on something that people aren't paying additional money for, and like spending time and resources on developing these dungeons that very few players actually play. Like, more players raid than do dungeons in Destiny.
Yikes.
Just based on the data that they've gotten from actual players. Like, this is what, like, we're over a year of them being free to play and all of that. So
Yeah.
like, it's either you buy the deluxe edition, which crazy people like me are contemplating. Like, either you're in on Destiny and you already bought because you get a Galahorn with the collector's edition. Yeah, they brought Destiny 2. they did
okay,
it.
for audio listeners, just hearing the word Galahorn was the stupidest grin on my face.
Right.
That and Sleeper Stimulant, those two.
Right.
Those two were so much fun.
And they have marathon references. So, like, it's the Bungie 30th anniversary edition. Like, is the like top shelf edition, and it gets you Sparrow, like Galahorn, the story, like marathon stuff. Like, it is a celebration of Bungie's history. I think there are actually some Halo references in there, but I don't think there's like a Spartan helmet or something like that. Like, I don't think they went that far, but it's a celebration of Bungie's history. And so, like, if you are in on Destiny, like the way we've been in on Destiny, like, you're getting that version of the game no matter what.
That's cool.
So the dungeon content's gonna be in that, which the vast majority of, like, consistent diehard Destiny players, it's like how Endwalker, like, I saw the Endwalker pre-order was up. I was like, oh, I'll get it soon. And then ended up getting it that night. I just fuck it, pre-order Endwalker and the collector's edition. So, right, but
Oh yeah, Endwalker.
right, I'm so ready.
All the media coverage that's been coming out about it, look, like, shouts out to Fanbyte Media, like, they are fucking on
Yeah,
it.
Fanbyte.
That's like my new favorite, like, gaming site, like, well, media site shit. Like, they're dope. But like 14, I am locked in. I mean,
How far you've gotten?
I'm super close to being done with in-game Heaven's Word. So,
Okay.
He's almost a
You know,
Stormblood. Have you met Yuguri yet?
yeah, I met her in like Realm Reborn.
yeah, she helps you get out after things
Yeah.
goes.
She doesn't take her mask off
See?
until Heaven's Word.
You're at the point you're in your post
'Cause-
Shadowbringers. You've forgotten everything about
Dude,
Rory
like, they're
Reborn.
talking about shit. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the whole timeline of the Warriors of Darkness is just like a
blur.
jumbled shit show in my brain. And like watching lore videos, I'm like, oh, this was just a jumbled shit show.
Kinda, sorta.
Yeah. Shadowbringers was really good, but you felt like you were doing like 10 different stories.
Shadowbringers
had arcs, had real whole ass arcs.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it.
Shadowbringers, the reason I appreciate how short it is like the things they're able to do with the limited time. Like, Shadowbringers is the shortest expansion. Yeah. Like, if you go look at,
It
like,
is?
yeah, Shadowbringers is the shortest.
Not by much. Not by much.
What's the longest?
Stormblood.
Not
Is
by
it?
much. Not by much. And I mean, when I say not by much, I want to say, like, Shadowbringers might have, like, 20 less quests.
Oh.
I feel like, I don't know, Shadowbringers
No, see, the
had
thing-
better pacing.
No, see, no, that's the thing.
If the pacing's better and
No,
the quests feel
that's-
more like rewarding, then
But-
I definitely
No,
I
it's,
prefer
pace-
that.
no, it's 300% the pacing because Stormblood becomes a fucking slog right before those last 20
Shadowbringers
quests.
becomes a slog at 3 different points, and those 3 points are the longest breaks I've taken from that game since I started playing in February, and it was entirely because of Stormblood. Like, I got into Realm Reborn, and the thing was like, just make it to Heavensward, just make it to Heavensward, just make it to Heavensward. Like, when shit started getting real in post-game Realm Reborn, I was like, okay, now I'm in. Like, I'm over the fact that this is an MMO. Like, I've been playing the game for, like, a consistent amount of time. I understand the systems. I understand the dungeon.
That's just what happens because that's what happened to me. It's like once you got to like the last 27 something quests of Stormblood before you hit post game, I'm just like, this is a slog. I don't want to deal with this. It's like this is the point where we should be walking into the final fight right now, but we're not because we're gonna run around and do a bunch of other shit that I'm not gonna remember in 20 minutes. And it
I
feels
feel like that's
so
what
Shadowbringers is 106 quests for
Base.
the main story.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't necessarily remember Stormblood's story.
because there's a lot of parts where you go around, meet somebody, get them to join
Right,
resistance,
you have the
and then you run
whole-
around to someone else, get them to join the resistance, and then they're like, "Yeah, we would join, but we have to do a bunch of other bullshit."
Wow, you're right. It is 20, like 20 quests. It's 122 for Stormblood. Wow.
Damn,
Impressive.
look at me. It's almost like I have the wiki up while I be doing this quest line so I can keep fucking track of this shit.
I keep the exact same wiki up while I'm going through.
I'm just in the PlayStation part of like, yo, I'm on this quest. What do you what do you say, team?
and then just pull
right.
up the wiki.
Hit Control F and type in the first word you said. It's like, oh, you're here. Okay.
Right. Because I have like a couple dungeons left, and then I'm in the clear. Because,
Nice.
the
Oh, yeah.
Warriors of Darkness are making their moves. Fucking Urianger is...
Malay.
Punch Oriange in the face. Still. over
Oh,
that
I have
fuck shit.
so many words to say, to proclaim in my declaration of emancipation. He's like a good T.I., you know? T.I. is evil Urianger.
Did you guys see the Louis Suave Vuitton?
Oh shit, Radic made it to Shadowbringers.
Ah, yeah. Bro.
Louis Schwab Vuitton, the fucking Don, the drip god himself. Yo, get my fit, nigga. Goddamn. Hey, Bahamut.
So have you done
These Louis goggles, nigga.
have you done Zelphital yet?
Yeah, that was the last dungeon I did. And then after that we did the Navy Hard
Oh,
or
okay.
Titan Hard.
Yeah.
You know, just some little bullshit. So
But-
that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, so you have one more dungeon and then you'll be in Stormblood. But I mean, it's a bunch of exposition.
Like Stormblood is a slog, and the reason why Stormblood is such a slog because it's a lot of resistance-based politics.
They more
don't
than
really-
double the size of the world in Stormblood. That's the thing. Like Ishgard was kind of like
Ishgard was smooth.
Ishgard was a hub.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it is Ishgard was a hub. You pretty much could get to every single new area pretty much through Ishgard.
Yeah,
Right.
like it was smooth. Like everything's kind of contained. It's like
it's like
we
hub
got
and
Gervania.
spokes design.
We got
But Stormblood is not like that. You have multiple hubs. Like but Kugane's just kind of
Not
like
just
the
that, but
port.
then
I'm kind of hyped to go to Kugane.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
heard
no,
so
it's
much
tight.
about
It's
it. I've
dope.
watched that Stormblood fucking trailer.
But then also another
It's
thing
dope.
about it though is with the way the zones are handled is that the zones will be split off until you get to certain points in the story.
That's
so you'll
fine.
be so it takes even longer to unlock flying.
Oh, I've accepted the
And-
fact that I'm not going to be able to fly.
and
ever.
getting flying is a bitch.
If you didn't get flying in Heavensward, you're not going to want to do it
Oh
in
no,
Stormblood.
I didn't get flying
It's
in
such a
Heavensward.
pain in the ass.
I did.
I got flying in one place, the final place, where they fucking give it to you. It's like, yeah, you can fly here.
So after I got that one, I went back and got everything else, and it made post game Heavensward way faster because I could fly everywhere.
Right.
Everything becomes
And then,
easier with flying.
dude.
I
You
get
have
it.
to do it in Stormblood. Some of those areas in Stormblood.
I don't have
The fucking
DPS
Ruby
queues, though.
Yeah,
C
the Ruby Sea
is
will
a
give
bitch.
the Ruby Sea is worse
I
than
still
the
don't
Sea
have
of
flying.
Clouds.
I still don't have flying. I still don't have
It's
flying.
got as much water and
We don't play DPS. We don't have queues. This is what I'm trying to tell you. We don't have queues.
When I'm playing on tank and I
don't have that downtime. I'm like, I'm
I-
doing quests.
tank
So that
queues
time that
is like-
that would be cut down from me flying, I'm just gonna spend that walking there, which is fine.
And also, let's just be 100 here.
swimming.
Though the quest lines are designed for you not to have.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Ruby Sea is 90% water.
Okay.
And you're
It's
just
90%
swimming.
underwater. That's the even worse
The
part.
fucking birds can't fly.
No.
Oh, not fly, but swim. Like no.
Birds can't swim.
You can do an underwater mount, but
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like I have gotten so much mileage out of like the
See,
effort
you
it
get
took
in-game mileage. See, the mileage. It's one
Yeah.
of those things.
throughout.
I still don't have flying. I don't have flying in any Stormblood areas.
I have every Stormblood area, every Heaven's Ward area, and I have every Shadowbringers area except for 2, and I'm almost done with both
I
of
have
them.
most of the forest that isn't quest related.
All your mounts
Yeah.
can go underwater. Yeah, man, I'm straight. Fuck all that flying shit.
I mean,
The only magic I'm doing is out of my book. You feel me?
I only cared about flying in Stormblood when I was forced to do fates
Oh,
in
God.
Stormblood areas, and not being able to fly from
That's-
fate to fate
I'll
is
go
not
back and
okay.
get
That's
flying.
when I'll get flying.
I'll get flying
Yeah.
when I'm doing in-game stuff. I still have so much game to worry about.
Yeah.
Right?
Taking time out of my day to go track down all those fucking Aether currents, that's going to take me more time.
Heck, you
That's
know
going
what?
to take me
You
away
know what?
from the story.
You know what? You're absolutely correct.
You know what?
Because if I had the
if we need
DPS
flying-
downtime, like queuing for dungeons, I don't though.
If we need flying so bad, just pull up in the car and just drive us around. Like,
Yeah, if anything, I'll order a lift with the homies.
You don't even need that until late. You really don't need that until late Stormblood. That was when the car came out. I was like, all right, Juwan, I need to get to this Aether current right here. I can see it. I cannot get to it.
I would
Oh,
say
yeah,
some
when-
of the Aether currents are already just disgusting, and I hate them.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
Shadowbringers
it turns
is
it
really
into,
good
like-
about like so all of the quests are right there around the Aetherites. So I do all the quests like, and then I put my compass on my hotbar and I just compass. Go east, compass. Go southeast, compass. Like
Yeah, but that's the thing about it.
it's
I
not
got
that
so much quest to do. It's not a worthy time investment for me right now.
I mean, aside from doing like the 5 quests that they make you do to unlock it for that area, getting the currents themselves are not that bad.
None of it's that bad.
And
It's all
Shadowbringers.
time-consuming.
Yeah.
And Stormblood is hell, though.
Stormblood, yeah, that's
Especially
why I
in
have
that-
one.
Especially in
that
was it the
last
previous-
area of Stormblood
Yeah.
is a whole hoe.
Also, I don't like the fact that at the end of Stormblood, they make you go from like Kugane to this other area back and forth like 5 times, and you can't teleport to the other fucking area, so you have to go and fly to the fucking port. No, I did get
You're talking
flying in
about
that
the
area.
wall?
Yeah. I did. I got flying at that. No, I have flying in that area for that very fucking reason.
Dude, the near raid is what the first area I got flying in Shadowbringers is
fly
because
to
the
the
near
near
raid
raid?
is nowhere near the fucking Aetherite.
Isn't there Aetherite and the what are they little gnome thingies?
No, that town. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not an Aetherite there. So you
Yeah,
have to
you're right.
teleport to the
Yeah.
Aetherite at the north part of the map, and then walk there. And that's why I was like, "Fuck this
Nope.
shit! I'm getting flying, and I'm gonna fly up this cliff and over to the near raid." Because all the quests around the near raid, it's like, yo, y'all are trying my last fucking nerve. Y'all better be glad this drip is amazing and the raid is awesome. But oh my god, everything around it, I was just like, kill me. Because even the stuff around the other alliance raids, I promise this isn't a 14 podcast.
Oh, no, it's not. I'm about to cut him off. I'm taking a break from 14. We're cutting it off here. So, Sony released another video blog post.
A state of play.
You
I know
mean
what
a
I
series of tweets? Yo,
Here's the
what?
thing.
First off,
should've
hold
been an
hold
email.
on. First off, if y'all tried to watch that video after the fucking live stream, why the fuck is the video the first 14 minutes is 14 minutes of you waiting for the shit to count down?
They're going to cut it out.
Why
They
didn't
did.
they do that beforehand?
Because they didn't do
they're
a YouTube.
They're a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah, but
Billion-dollar company.
the reason they ran it like that and didn't do a YouTube premiere, which would have been the optimal way to do it on YouTube,
It's because they knew this shit was going to be hot garbage. They knew this shit was going to be ass cheeks. They knew they were about to sit up here and drop some dingleberries off. No, I'm just kidding. All right, that's hyperbole. The state of play was
The state of
fine
plays,
at best.
Like the state of plays are like PlayStation blog posts.
Yeah, it's a video blog. That's it.
Yeah,
gotta
and
accept it.
all of them have been like this. This one was actually pretty good. Like the reason everybody's
Who was good about it?
we are OFK, that just seems like a me ass game. Like the
That's a cool concept. I like that.
Actually,
Yeah.
I will say, here, little devils. or
little
the
devil inside.
Yeah, I want to play that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
so
we
here's
knew
the
about
thing,
that, though.
and this is something that I kind of tried to talk about when we had the last PlayStation showcase, because there's a huge difference in quality between state of plays and PlayStation showcases. PlayStation showcases happen once, maybe twice a year, and are bangers. That's where you get shit like Final Fantasy 16. That's where you get shit like Project Eve. That's where you get shit like Wolverine. That's where you get shit like Spider-Man. Like those are your. It's usually after E3 because PlayStation hasn't been participating in E3 for a while, but since before the PS5, they've been doing state of plays. And state of plays are just PlayStation blog posts. They'll do a deep dive into a single game like they did with Last of Us, like they did with Destruction All-Stars, like they've done like single game state of plays, and they've done these like third-party ones, and the third-party ones like Mortal Kombat 11, I remember being one of the ones we saw at the state of play, and like I think that was the first state of play. And Five Nights at Freddy's, I'm glad this game's coming out because we've seen it at like every single state of play. Like that's
It's like, geez, go ahead and ship this shit off,
state of
please.
plays legitimately feel like I get PlayStation's tweets, like notifications, like it's one of the accounts that I just get notifications about their tweets, and it felt like a day's worth of like PlayStation tweets, which are just like,
Yeah, it's a blog post.
yeah. And so,
I mean, they did preface this by saying it was like a third party.
right, it's
I forgot all about
Third party
I forgot all
indie.
about it. I was listening to a podcast. It was like, yeah, the PlayStation State of Play tomorrow. I was like, oh fuck. And then I started seeing tweets I started seeing Discord messages. Yeah, that was ass. I was like, okay.
Oh.
I guess that State of Play just happened, huh?
Also, I would like to say this about the state of play, and this is something I was thinking about afterwards. Is also I don't think, as a whole thing, we're very good at giving these smaller indie third-party games their space.
right.
Like I feel like
And that's
we
the
are
thing.
a bit too obsessed.
Looking at this entire list of games, because I just wrote out a list of all the games and like small, like a couple small notes with them. But like just this list of games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. In 20 minutes, give a game 2 minutes of like. So everybody was watching this state of play.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And it's a good space to give them their pitch, and they're all interesting. And they're all interesting.
Right.
And
all of these games have an audience, and there are some things about some of these games that I want to kind of like point out that people probably like. If you just look at a wrap up of this, like, so let's just go through the state of play. They started out with Deathverse, Let It Die, which looks super budget, and I can see a lot of people not being
Let
interested.
It Die?
That's the thing.
You don't remember Let It Die?
I do remember Let It Die. It's a Suda 51 game. Like this is going to be a game. Like Let It Die was around for a while because people who like Suda games,
also likes the Souls combat formula.
Right, and that was another thing. Like I think one of the people I saw that was into it for a while was Zach. Mm-hmm. Because of like the influence, like
I did have a few of my friends play that shit.
Right,
Heck, I played it for a while.
I played it for like an hour.
I put it.
I'm right there with you.
The good
I
to
was
God.
like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this.
I put
but I
about
see
10
the
hours
vision.
into it.
It's
I
funny.
put about 10 hours into it.
Right. I got to basically where Madrid got, where it's like, I see the vision, this isn't for me, but like the people it's for, like, rock on. Like, it's cool as hell.
Oh, yeah. I just didn't like the permadeath aspect on the Souls combat model because I suck at it. So I was
Right.
like, I'm out.
And this seems like it is a, like...
Multiplayer.
Yeah, multiplayer.
More multiplayer. Because Let It Die did have multiplayer. Where you
I
could,
think
like,
it was more of a
invade it.
co-op. Oh, it had invasions and
Yeah.
stuff? Well, but this seems like a PvP kind of like the For Honor crowd. I could see getting around this kind of game.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was when I first saw that game. I thought the trailer. I thought it was fucking like, what was that game called? Something Anarchy. Where they had the guy from Mad World in it. It was a arena.
Mad World?
I know Mad World. I don't know what game you're talking about.
What is that game? It's something Anarchy. It's like
Rely on chat. It intensifies.
right. It's like,
Sons of
no, it wasn't. No, it was.
Warriors.
No, it was like Neon Anarchy or like Urban Anarchy. I was like, I don't fucking know. It was an arena shooter. It was a third-person arena shooter. One of the characters was from that Wii game Mad World that was black and white and hella violent.
Lawbreaker.
No.
Radical.
Radical.
Split. Yeah.
It's just like, what are games that I know exist but haven't played?
I played some Split game. We played some Split game.
I actually went back to Splitgate.
You went
Like
back to Splitgate?
I went back and played
Did you
like
enjoy yourself?
yeah. I mean,
Yo,
for
fuck
what
it. Everybody should go play some. Download. It's free. Go download Split game.
download. Yo, if I can
Give it a
push the
try.
agenda of downloading Blacklight Retribution, Blacklight
The fuck is
Retribution.
that?
It was a
I'm not using no damn
PS4 free to
Blacklight.
play.
Is that what that is? You go into a room, you turn on a black light, and you
Right,
just
it's
become
just a
alarmed
roulette.
at the pure amount of semen stains.
Fucking Anarchy Reigns. That's what it was called. Anarchy Reigns.
That had the dude from Mad World in it.
Yeah. It was fucking Anarchy Reigns. I thought it was that when it first started, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it looked cool for what it was, and that's the thing about all of these announcements. All of these announcements have an audience.
Yeah.
Every single one has somebody that looked at it and was like, "I'm going to play that." There are like so the next game, We Are OFK. That game is I'm 3,000,000% down. Like, take my money, I will buy.
I mean,
your
honestly,
game.
that's a cool
I'm gonna
fucking
go
concept.
listen to the band.
Have you played what is it? The Artful Escape, I believe it's called.
It's not on PlayStation, so I haven't played it yet.
All right.
When it comes to PlayStation, it's on my list of like, yep, let's go.
I've noticed
it's
that-
the Sayonara Wild Hearts, it's the Amplitude, it's the Sound Shapes. Like, I like these games that are just focused around music, but aren't necessarily music games. Like, Amplitude kind of is a music game, but like, it was Sayonara Wild Hearts, one of my
It
games
gave me
of the
huge
generation.
Sayonara Wild
Yeah,
Hearts
and I was
energy.
like, Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
right?
It's Sayonara Wild
You
Hearts.
put that shit on my PlayStation. I'm gonna play it one day.
It takes an hour and a half.
That's an hour and a half of me sitting down in the PlayStation party pretending to play 14.
You could just sit and play Sayonara Wild Hearts. It's like
'Cause half
listening
the time
to an album.
Half the time I'm just getting redacted and just like, yeah, let me play 14, and it's just up, like contributing to my hour count.
But until you're like,
Madrid. This is why crafting classes are so late. Because you could just sit in the chat, talk shit, get and be redacted, and you're still making progress.
That is true.
That is true.
That is true.
but yeah, you got to play Sayonara Wild Hearts. Trust me, it's worth it.
I
Like,
know.
Chris,
I know.
I don't know if you have Apple Arcade or if you feel like spending $12 on Switch or PS4. That's playable on 5. But not Artful Escape. Fucking looking at chat.
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Scott Pilgrim, Persona, Queen Latifah.
What?
Okay, you
Sold.
have my attention.
Yeah, I talked about it like it came to Apple Arcade, and that's when I played it on my phone with the controller when Apple Arcade first dropped. And I've replayed it on PS4, and I have it downloaded on Switch to replay it again because it's a one-sitting game through and through, and it's like really good for what it is. Like it's Star Fox at times. Dude. And you're gonna know, like you're gonna see all of these things. This Temple Run, it's
So it's just giving references in its own way to other games?
yeah, like the gameplay. It's a game you can play with one stick and one button, or like touch screen and tap, like move around on touch screen and tap. And so it's a great game.
I'll check it out.
Visuals are insane.
Yeah, and the music's great. So We Are OFK, that I put a star next to it immediately. I was like, yes, sold. Please and thank you. Put it in my system. And depending on the quality of the game when it comes out, I might keep playing it or like play it on multiple systems and like just support the developer the way I did with Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yeah.
And so the next thing is Bug Snacks. Oh, got the Isle of
Lana.
Big Snacks. Yeah,
The Isle of Big Snacks?
yes. The
I
Isle
need a
of,
PS5 for Bug Snacks. and the
it's
Isle
on
of Big
PS4.
Snacks. I need a PS5 for Bug Snacks and the Isle of Big Snacks. None of that other shit.
They got hat snacks.
They got hat snacks?
Yeah, they put hats on this, and there's like an Animal Crossing.
Dude, do they have do-rag snacks?
I don't think so. There was like top hats and like.
Nah, because you got to unlock it. There's an achievement behind it.
Okay.
You got to put in work. You got to defeat the raid boss.
Okay.
The final
The
snack.
Bug Snacks.
The final
There were
The
already
cornrows.
kaiju bug snacks. That's the thing. There were already kaiju bug snacks. So the
Are there
Isle
8 of them?
Huh?
Are there 8 of them?
Oh. Well, there'd be 9 if we're really. Chris is like, I don't understand. What are these weebs talking about? That's your only hint. Is because we're weebs, because of all of that.
We are weebs.
But yeah, Bug Snacks, the Isle of Big Snacks is a free expansion that's coming.
I like
It's
the
adding
name.
base building. It is like for somebody like Deontay Platinum that game and enjoyed like the voice cast and like the world of Bug Snacks.
By
And
all rights, this game is a shit post.
it's a
And shit posts are amazing.
It's a wholesome shit post.
One thing about it, though, is I would like to say is in our attempt to try and perfect our media critiquing skills, we have to remember that all a piece of media really needs to be is entertaining. That's all it needs to do. Meaning, sometimes the best thing you're going to watch this year is fucking trash. Mm-hmm. But entertaining.
But Bug
trash.
Snacks is
That's
not
fair.
trash.
It's just a shit post.
Fuck it. You know the
Sorry, y'all.
vibes.
Yeah, I saw Madrid like, I kind of want another
I'm
beer.
like, do I
was
want
like, let
another
me give
one?
you an option. Enabling. It's what friends do.
Okay, I see why y'all fuck with the lemon.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Crisp, refreshing.
Yeah. The citrus is really like the citrus.
Well,
There's
actually,
just just
Bubbles
any
and
of the citrus,
work.
Yeah,
like
Bubbles and
lemon,
citrus
lime.
work every time. Bubbles and
Yeah.
citrus, like
Tangerine, lemon.
Heck,
Yeah.
just any type of
Lime.
seltzer water. Doesn't matter if it's
Because
spiked or anything.
tangerine
It
is
just
still my
works.
favorite.
Tangerine slaps.
Yeah, I think tangerine is top.
Tangerine need a solo box.
They finally gave watermelon the solo box, and I was happy for that one.
All right.
But tangerine does need a solo box.
So the
Me
next
watermelon
game,
are like
I need lemon or lime to have a solo box. But off of Soapbox, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. I'm so glad this game's coming out like next month so we can stop fucking hearing about it. Like, I have no affinity for I know that there are some kids
As a
that
VR
are now
experience,
teenagers.
though, that game looks fucking tight. As a VR experience, just for what it is
But
as a VR title. Like, I don't give a fuck about Five Nights at Freddy's, but what it is as a VR title, I am very interested in.
What's concerning is when I was like a younger adult and it was kids who were into Five Nights at Freddy's, those kids are now like teenagers to adults. And so I was like, the concerning thing about this game, the quality they got put into it, because Five Nights at Freddy's, like at the beginning, like when I would see people play it on iPhone and shit like that, it was like a very basic thing. This is like
No. Oh, so no. Five Nights at Freddy's has
it's a whole thing.
Well, no, there was movies in production at one point. Maybe there still is. There's like 7, 8 books.
Right.
There's books?
Yes, there's books, there are figures, there's a whole like
I know the figures. You like go to GameStop
They
and you're
have
like,
an AR game in the works.
what the fuck?
there is a VR game.
They have a VR game coming
Right.
out.
No, the VR game's out. Security Breach isn't the
I thought
VR thing. Security Breach is like next gen Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, but it's in VR.
No,
Security Breach is in VR. That's a PlayStation VR game.
that's,
Yeah.
maybe I was taking notes or something when that was going on.
No,
but
Security Breach was the VR game. 'Cause
that
they were-
looks like that is going to make me vomit then. Like some of the things I saw like happening in that, I do not want to experience in VR. Mm-hmm. Like that Resident
most of
Evil. Like Resident Evil, the way it was kind of like static, I could see myself doing Resident Evil in VR, but certain things people are like, can you play Overwatch in VR? No. You'll vomit. Everywhere.
Hell no.
Like,
Why would you want to
what?
be that close to Overwatch anyway?
This is back in the heyday of Overwatch. This is back when
That's still a red flag. Jesus.
No. My bad. I was thinking of Help Wanted. That's the VR game.
okay.
I was thinking of
about
Help
to say-
Wanted. My bad.
I was about to say
That's the VR game.
Help wanted. Must work overtime.
Well, actually, funny-
starting pay $2 an hour.
Actually, funny enough, the plot line of Help Wanted is you're pretty much working crunch at a game studio, getting slowly possessed by a cyber demon that's inhabiting the cassette tapes. Yeah.
The lore of fucking Five Nights at Freddy's is out
Oh,
there.
it's fucking wild. It's actually pretty good, but it's fucking wild.
Yeah.
All right, give me the short of it.
Okay,
You're trapped in a Chuck E. Cheese, and Chuck E. Cheese is trying to kill you.
Yeah,
Okay,
but no,
are they,
the owner
are they
of the
robots?
Chuck E.
Are they
Cheese.
possessed? Are they? Okay,
Yeah.
they're possessed. The automatons.
Yeah.
Is it the owner's dead kid or is the owner's best friend's
okay.
dead kid?
Okay.
It has to be a lot of people because there
Okay.
were different.
I was about to say it's just
All right, I
one
got
kid
this.
possessing them all.
I got this. I got the rundown. Okay. So we have the original Five Nights at Freddy's. There was a serial killer at a Chuck E. Cheese. Killed a bunch of kids, stuffed their bodies in the
Put the
animatronics.
Jeopardy music over this.
All right? They
Yeah.
killed a bunch of kids, stuffed those kids in the animatronics. Those animatronics became the haunted ones that are chasing you around in the original games.
Yes.
In the third one, you burn
So
them
they're
all.
possessed by multiple kids.
Each one is possessed by a kid.
Oh, okay,
There was
okay.
5 dead kids
in the first game,
in the trilogy, original trilogy.
right? Because there's been
Yeah,
like
but,
7
like,
games, like 7
The
core
serial
games.
killer is like the owner of Five Nights.
I don't know.
No,
a
no,
nigga like me couldn't get trapped in no building. I'm
getting-
kicking the door down.
Actually, I'll get to that.
was like-
I'm gonna break my knee kicking that door down. It don't matter.
The
I'm getting
serial
out.
killer is not the owner of the Chuck E. Cheese. He's one of the creators of the animatronics.
Yes,
and he was
that's where
working
I'm
on
at.
binding the soul to metal. And that
Oh, so it wasn't like this is a happy accident. It was like no, I did this with intention.
little bit
Yeah.
of both. A little bit of just some little bit I wanted some
I
A
feel
little
like
bit of child killing.
Let me stuff this child's body / soul in this fucking.
Yeah, and then what ends up happening to him is
Roberto.
so in an attempt to escape,
Roberto.
he
That
puts
was
on a
good.
different
That was really good.
a different suit that's like half animatronic, half fursuit. It locks up, kills him, and then he becomes Springtrap. They all get burned together, and his spirit gets quote unquote laid to rest, sent to hell, comes back as a cyber glitch.
This
Comes
is
back as a
not the short
technological
version.
cyber ghost, and that's
I
where
think
we are
this
now.
is the short.
There is no short.
No, this
version.
is the short version, and the cyber ghost is that
when
fucking rabbit that's chasing you around in this hell.
away, you
Done.
don't hear me.
Okay,
say-
have y'all looked into the alternate universe where Kingdom Hearts
Yes.
was actually WB instead of Disney? Because I
think we're missing out.
I thought about that shit a lot in my life. I was like, damn, what if we had Bugs instead of Mickey?
If I'm gonna be 100 here, my dream Kingdom Hearts is literally just cutting out Disney. Just give
No,
me just
my dream Kingdom Hearts is Marvel and Star Wars.
nah, cut out Disney.
Cut out Disney.
Cut out Disney, and we're
Cut out
just going
Disney.
through Square shit. Like I want to go through all the Final Fantasies. I want to go into
that would
Yeah.
be
I
sick.
wanna go to Nier.
I want to go to Nier. I
Yeah.
want to go to Xenogears. I want to go through all the Squaresoft shit.
And at the end when they finally link up with Chrono Trigger,
Right?
and Chrono Trigger gets resurrected
And
from
then
the
all
dead.
that becomes Dissidia, and then Dissidia becomes, and then all that becomes Dissidia.
And then just think, Sora could have been in every fucking thing like Joker. Can you know how many people would want Sora just on anything? Everybody. And you know where he's
Sora's
at?
on a lot of
fucking
things.
nowhere.
What do you? There are enough Kingdom Hearts games.
Nope. Kingdom Hearts games. That's your point.
It's Smash Bros.
Now. How
yeah,
many?
Smash
That took a decade. You know what Sakurai had to sacrifice to get that for us?
Robbie's saying you're just describing 14.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we were able to get Sora in 14?
Yo.
Sora can't even get in 14 in a game in his own company because of all the
You
fucking red tape
know
around
they
him.
would sell his glamour on the fucking mod shop.
No. Final form. No. It's like the classic would be sold on the mod shop. Final form would be from the Extreme Raid.
Alliance.
Yep.
All right. So the
Kingdom
next
Hearts
game-
Alliance Raid would be lit.
Like all the different forms or the different gears. Like Valor is the tanking gear. Wisdom is the healing gear. Like.
Let's
Go
fucking
on.
go.
Go. I'm sure they had this. They had this with the blackboard, and they were like, "This is what we would do
If fucking Disney.
if fucking Disney." What's the next game, Anton?
The next game is Death's Door, which is a game that I know came to Xbox
It's on
and
Game Pass. It's a good
and all.
time. It's a good time. I recommend it. It's a good time.
Right, I enjoyed Titan Souls,
I
and
am
it's the next
loving-
game from the people who made Titan Souls.
I would like to say
I've
love
been wanting
shorter
to play
experience. I've been loving shorter games, like shorter,
You
smaller
feel
games.
so accomplished knocking it out.
Not just
Yeah.
that, but then also it's one of those like it's
It's
nice-
fulfilling.
And then it'll just all killer no filler. Like it doesn't get those gap times.
Yeah.
It's short.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't have those times where I have to spend 3 hours like
Yeah,
riding
main
around.
story 8.5 hours. That
Right?
is-
You're just banging, fighting, doing the thing, and then it's done, and you're like, that's a satisfying.
Oh, it's not on
gameplay
Game
meal.
Pass.
Oh, no,
It-
Game Pass.
No.
it was just Xbox
It was
exclusive.
yeah, it was an Xbox
Yeah.
exclusive. Because I remember like everybody was talking about. I was like, "Fuck, I want to get this," and it was like on Xbox. I was like,
Oh,
"What?"
20? That is enticing as all hell. Like,
Oh, I'm copying that shit day one then, because I've been wanting to play it.
and
I'm not gonna
it's
get it on
next
Switch
month.
though. Maybe.
That's hard.
That's hard. November's.
November is
November
stacked.
is stacked. The end of November is fucking stacked.
Pokemon
Beginning
and
of November
Endwalker
is
are the
stacked.
same
SMT
day.
And then like SMT5 is like less than a week before that.
I had to pre-order Pokemon just to make sure I would play it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I think that's what I'm gonna
next
follow.
paycheck is Pokemon Brilliant Diamond getting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I need a game that I can actually make me want to use my Switch.
Metroid.
Metroid.
Those Emmys.
I'm not in the
I will
headspace
say
to
this.
play Metroid.
Chris,
I
Buy
feel you.
Metroid
No.
because it's not gonna go
Actually,
down in price.
not even Metroid. I love Metroid. Chris, the Switch game you need to play
All right,
is
give it to
either
me.
SMT3 or SMT5. Trust me, you need to play an SMT game.
Don't play SMT3, Chris. Don't play it.
Don't play it.
Honestly,
play.
but if you decide to do this
play it.
after SMT5 is out, just play SMT5 and then go back and play SMT3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go back at
So
it.
like what I did with Persona,
Yeah.
play 5 and then play 4.
Yeah. Because you need like a solid modern experience, so when you go back and play the other ones, you can appreciate what they built up. Because the thing you have to remember about SMT3, it's older than Persona 3.
If anything, boot up your 3DS or your DS and play fucking SMT4.
SMT4 is a fucking banger. That's
a fucking banger.
Okay.
And then after you finish 4, I would recommend Apocalypse. Apocalypse is tight.
Okay. So many SMTs.
But
I mean, I do miss playing.
But I would say play 5.
And I'd say play Mario Kart because this next game.
I'm not gonna lie. How many
Riders.
racing games had their trailer to a song like fucking One Way or Another? I feel like that's just something that happens a lot, or I might be tripping.
Wait,
I don't
what?
think I've seen that happen before, but I totally believe
It
you.
feels
You said
familiar.
It feels so familiar.
The reason this game
maybe it was
feels
just
familiar
Rugrats.
is because it's just.
I thought it was
Mod
Mod Nation Racers.
Yeah,
When I saw
it's
it,
just
before
Mod
I saw
Nation.
the little banner that had the title on it, I really thought, it was like, they brought back Mod Nation Racers? Answer's about to lose his fucking mind. And it was like, oh, wait.
Is it like the same team or something, or is it like?
No, it's not the same team.
Is it like a spiritual
United Front-
successor?
Yeah, it seems like
It just artistically looks similar.
Yeah, it's artistically similar and it is mechanically similar.
I mean, it's a kart racer.
Yeah, so. But I mean, the thing is, United Front Games is no longer. So they tried to do, after Sleeping Dogs, which was a success, they tried doing Triad Wars, which was like a multiplayer kind of thing.
When instead they should have
and
just
the
made another
Sleeping Dog-
fucking story expansion or a second Sleeping Dogs game, for the love of God, give me another Sleeping Dogs game.
United Front's gone because of Triad Wars. I want another Mod Nation.
I don't care. Someone get the license. Someone who bought up what's left of it. I don't care.
I mean, Square would technically still own it. But Square owns a lot that they do nothing with.
Yeah. Sleeping Dogs was so good. Like, until I hit the money wall, the only reason I don't have the platinum in
that was
game,
the platinum.
I was working on platinuming the game. The only reason I didn't hit the platinum is because the last couple of trophies was just a money wall. And it was like, I'm not going to sit here and reload gambling until I get enough money to buy everything. I don't need 8 colors of the same fucking shirt for this trophy. I hate this so much. Outside of that, game's fucking lit. Combat system was great. 3 motherfuckers in the fans. Story was tight.
It's also consistently on sale for very cheap. So
Yes,
and
if you
on
haven't
PC.
played Sleeping Dogs, pick up the full collection when it's on sale.
It's not even a collection. It's just the definitive edition.
That's what I meant. The definitive edition. Get the definitive edition. Play through it. It's a great time. If I'm going to be 100 here. Outside of the Vice City, San Andreas era of GTA, everyone else has made better GTA games than Rockstar, in my opinion. Whether it be Volition.
What about that trilogy that's coming out?
I said outside.
I'm excited as fuck.
That's the era. That's the one era where I say that GTA is better.
Here we go again.
That's the one era where I say like GTA is the best in that type of genre.
Yeah.
But after that, I say like Volition, Saints Row, Sleeping Dogs is the fucking shit. Like,
fuck Watch Dogs.
I play those games, but they never keep my attention for too long.
See,
like San Andreas kept my attention for the longest out of any Grand Theft Auto.
Did we have an attention span more so back then, though?
I think it wasn't. No, I think.
But
like
I had cheat codes, and I would just fuck around.
But you're a kid doing crime.
Yeah,
as an adult.
I
doing
never
crime.
left Los Santos, like the first place you start. I never left. Like after I unlocked Gang Wars, I was like, all right, cheat codes, and that was my summer.
And then they broke your entire game, and you just restart it.
Yeah, I think also.
I was fine. I was playing that shit on Xbox.
Yeah, so also I think.
I was playing on PlayStation 2.
Oh man. Also, I think the thing with it though, specifically with like the sandbox games in that GTA era, is that yes, they were fun and all that stuff, but then like once you got into like Saints Row has a better customer character creator, and then the weapons were all stupid.
I do love some stupid weapons.
Like literally, Saints Row 3 had a dubstep gun. You killed people with
And
love.
Yeah, it was like GTA, but add Ratchet and Clank
see,
weapons.
Think about it.
GTA did have a dildo.
The Saints Row franchise.
They also had like one of those full leather suits with the the
gimp
mouth,
suit
with the Kaneki mouth. Yeah.
The thing about it is Saints Row 1 is a GTA clone. Saints Row 2 is okay, we're gonna make some mini games, we're gonna start fun with it. GTA 3 is we're just gonna have fun with this. And GTA 4 is we're just gonna blow the whole thing up and go buck wild.
Saints Row, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saints Row 4 is literally, we're going to give you superpowers. Because fuck it.
Yeah.
Is that where you go hell, or is that a different one?
No, that's the expansion pack, A Gat Out of Hell.
Oh, there we go.
Because your character gets
A
kidnapped.
gat.
Yeah.
A gat out of hell.
Yeah, because you're playing as Johnny Gat too.
Ah,
The
Not to
Gat
be
is
confused
back.
it
with
was
Cyberpunk.
actually kind of a fun expansion.
Oh no, it's fun as hell because you're playing as Johnny Gat, who is outside of the fact that you're kind of imprinting on the protagonist. Johnny Gat should have been the main character of Saints Row.
I mean, it could be because it's kind of a comedy, but Saints Row definitely has more personality in their characters.
Yeah, because
I feel like
it's
they've-
fun and stupid. Like that's the thing about it is
So
they're
it's
not
it's
being
really
serious.
a GTA parody. That's just like
Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, San Andreas.
until you get to 3. It's literally, it's 1 is a GTA clone, 2 is a GTA parody, and then 2 is, oh, we know how to do open world sandbox. But funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, while we're like, I don't know how we got to Sleeping Dogs, but
okay.
yeah,
Just let it
Kart
happen.
Rider, this game, day one, like this
day
is-
one.
yeah,
Day
It
one for
does-
Kart Rider, are you sure?
It does look fun, but will you take this over the Final Fantasy Chocobo?
Yeah, when
kart?
is this coming out?
2022.
Yeah, you got time.
That needs to be a PlayStation Plus game.
I could see it being that, and I'd
Yeah.
be over the fucking moon.
Yeah, because that would be pretty lit. Actually, like
I mean, I
getting
love a
bunch
good
of people
kart game.
together and like especially if it's like free and available on PlayStation Plus. Like that's a power move. I would play the shit out of it. I can see streamers be like, yeah,
Honestly, I'd
If
pay
it-
about
we
$20
play
for it.
Kart
If it has good
I would too.
feel to it, like
If it
it's
feels-
got to have to.
Give me a demo. If the game feels right and the online's solid,
I
I'd pay
definitely
$20
play for it.
The
Fucking
power ups
A.
look cool enough for me to be like, okay, you have my attention.
The
Yeah, I just gotta
customization
know-
is what I'm here for. Like the personalization, customization, like that
That
was
kart game is free to play. Oh shit!
What?
well, there we go.
Fuck it. Yeah, sure.
Welcome,
Day one's
PlayStation
fine.
Plus.
You're gonna get it at least one cheesy boy stream.
We're gonna get
Of,
at least 2 Anton streams of
Yeah.
this game.
there we go.
I love
Hold
open
me
asset.
to that.
I love open
This
asset
is us
kart
holding
game.
each other to it.
Holding it to it.
Now that the mic's pointed at the camera, it just feels
It's
like
like-
all this input
Y'all can always talk to the mic. The mic is right here for you. You're right here
via
with us.
text
team.
chat in the chat.
Yeah, I mean,
That's not how the internet works. Sorry, y'all. Unless you're on Discord.
Unless you're on Discord, that's the best way to reach us directly.
But the next game
Join our
that they
Discord.
showed just comes out at a really unfortunate time for the game that it is. But if it came out at a better time, all of us would play it. And I'm going to play
You
that
sure?
beta test. King of Fighters 15.
Oh yeah.
Here's my thing about King of Fighters. I like King of Fighters, like King of Fighters 13 and King of Fighters 2002 were my shit. But
I fuck with a lot of King of Fighters.
yeah, I fuck with
games.
King of Fighters as a franchise. It's just the thing about fighting games is half the time when you're playing a fighting game, you're lying to yourself saying you're going to actually learn how to play that
Yeah,
fucking fighting
unless
game.
you're just about it.
Gear
unless you're
Strive in a
specifically an FGC nigga, which none of us are. It's none of us are.
We dabble.
It's okay.
And not just that, but also
We dabble.
don't- and
We're
also we don't
casual
have-
enjoyers.
Not just that, but also we don't have that weekly. We don't have a Tekken Tuesday
Right.
that keeps us playing a fighting game
Right,
long
like-
enough.
I mean-
for us to
Or
start to
we
get
That's
good.
true. We used to have a
Remember-
Smash Sunday.
Remember what Smash Sunday, or remember when we used to play Under Night? When we consistently played fighting games, we would.
I would play just for the piano riff. No.
Yeah. I still want to get Melty Blood. I still want to get Melty Blood.
Yeah, right. That's the thing. Melty Blood came out at a bad time.
It wasn't a bad time.
Yeah.
No,
Wasn't
it
the best
a bad
time.
It wasn't the best. This year has been very stacked, and people don't talk about it.
The thing about also the
It's
thing,
because there's not that one like huge
It's because
fucking.
14 is in the background taking control of the universe.
not just
Your
that.
Stola just has her hand on my shoulders, like, yo, you don't want to play anything else.
Not just that, but then also it's like with fighting games, part of the big push is we're trying to start feeling out how the tournament scene is going to be. And then with Melty Blood specifically, what ended up happening is that it's combat decisions. If Guilty Gear is all offense, Melty Blood is all defense, and people don't know how to deal with that. But the movement in that game is insane.
I do like movement.
It's French Bread did a good job.
Yeah. I mean,
Say French bread.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the name
That's the
of the
studio.
dev.
A nice brioche.
I love good French bread.
Right?
That's more baguette. Croissant.
I know. I was like, those are obvious.
Not everybody has worked in a French bakery. Madrid.
Those are obvious.
But they
though.
sound like French words. Yeah.
I was gonna say ciabatta, but I'm pretty sure
That's
ciabatta.
Italian.
That's yeah. I was like,
Chris! That's your territory.
you know what? Touche.
Just like spring rolls are ours. Yo, you know how many soul food fucking like egg rolls and spring rolls I've seen in my life? We've
Yeah.
claimed it.
Yeah, it got.
I know that doesn't make
It
any
got
sense,
like
but I've been
reverse
drinking.
gentrified.
Did it?
Yes.
No, it's a side effect of the fact that, like, in America,
Asian
when they
food
moved
is
when they
just-
moved in their new workforce
I know a
to
lot
do
of-
another task, they've moved them into black areas, forcing another side of gentrification. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. That's what happened.
Yeah.
At least on my side of Atlanta, it's just all wings places that are just owned by Asian people that no way.
Like
Fried rice.
ATL Wing
Busted.
Philly.
Yeah.
Like that's the name of
But
it.
they all
Wing
got
Philly.
fried rice and fucking
Oh, yeah.
sesame
Yeah,
chicken.
all
And
that
you're
fried
just
rice.
like,
All that
That'll-
shit slaps.
Yeah, I was about to say that's the fried rice that
all of it.
ride. Like, that's that.
I mean,
A1
that's
shit.
all American Deli is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
my favorite restaurant.
It's an Atlanta staple. What are those wings though? Those can't come from chickens.
They come from chickens that aren't fully developed, or they could be 100%
talking about the tiny
GMO.
wings?
Yeah, they're just like
Yo, I don't know. Like, I fucking
That's
love
how you kill
those.
chickens faster, is to get the small wings.
They're the
Like,
size of SD cards.
You know why? Because we're in a wing shortage.
We are.
Like, no shit.
yeah.
We're in a lot of things.
So you either get
Semiconductors,
big ass,
wings. They're the same size. That's the good.
you either get
If you
Wait, so you're telling me the wing places got the semiconductor? That's why I can't get
Hey yo, I got the lemon pepper semiconductor. Goddamn.
You know
they're
what,
just
guys?
made out of paper. That's why we're having a paper shortage. Like the wings are just paper
Man.
with sauce.
I'm beginning to think that I should stop buying manga. You know.
A hot
I'm
Big
concerned.
Pepper 30 TT.
Look, Madrid. Here's what clears my conscience of having all that paper and wood in my room. That like I know
That
just
your
trees
shit's
down-
gonna burn evenly. No, is that not it?
No, that was not it. I'm not a corporation. That was my justification.
Fahrenheit
of life.
451. That's the temperature paper burns. I learned that by reading a book. Fahrenheit 451.
You want to set that particular book on fire?
Isn't there a version
That
that,
shit
the
was
cover
spitting.
changes if you set it on fire?
Oh, that's dope.
That'd be
That is pretty
sick.
dope. Ooh,
That is-
what if that was the version that was originally banned because they were fucking spitting?
No.
Right, we got 3 more games. And then we got other news stories that are probably just going to get completely cut.
cool.
I'll just run through them because they're really just like headlines. So the next 3 games. First Class Trouble, which is just Among Us.
Just Among Us with
Okay.
with a
I'm calling the genre.
Velvet Sundown.
I'm calling the genre fucking.
If anybody played
Social-
Velvet Sundown, this is just Velvet Sundown.
no
Which is pre-Among Us.
social sabotage.
Yeah, there it is. I heard a term that was perfect for a genre. It was like social like deception or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. There
you go.
I mean, my thing is like, it seems like I don't feel like this is one of those like, oh yeah, we're making this game because of Among Us. It's like,
No.
this is just like
I think-
we were working
That's
on
what
the game.
I think it's one of those things where it's like people have now seen what this genre is, and now we got people who are able to start playing with it, doing more stuff with it.
But that's the
Right.
thing. This
because remember,
game...
this is just Clue.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Very true.
That's
But
true.
so
So who shot you?
And it's just werewolf.
Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Ultimately, at the
that's-
end of the day.
Yeah,
Like-
it's just mafia.
it's all these things, but that's that like the game that Among Us
O.J. Simpson.
reminded me of that I couldn't remember the name of the game until I saw this game is Velvet Sundown. That is the first time I've seen this concept personified.
Social deduction.
Social deduction.
Thanks, Robbie.
But yeah.
I like social sabotage, you know, because you're
But
sabotaging
Among Us
your
is
social.
coming to
It's social
PlayStation.
deduction, because you got to figure out who's spy, who's not.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes,
The people
this
who-
is true.
This game is for the people who are burnt out on Among Us, but now
Among Us is adding disguises, so you can change into the remaining. Like the imposter can change into like one of the remaining crewmates. That's gonna be toxic. It's like, oh, I saw you venting. It's like,
I can't wait for it to come to PlayStation. Like,
right? Like they're still working on some shit too, so it's gonna get a breath of fresh air, essentially.
Yeah.
yeah, and I mean, Among Us
I
is
like
just
seeing
kind of
genres get improved and played with, and
Yeah,
I'm happy
yeah.
to see that this looks interesting. I like to play it. It looks like a good time, and I like the outfits. I like that 50s aesthetic that it got going on.
play Velvet Sundown. It's on Steam. Like it was about the same quality as this when it was in early access, and so now that it's probably out and has had development time behind it, it probably looks better than this. And since you probably want to play something like this on PC,
I was meaning to play this.
yeah, I have it in my Steam library, so I'd be down to play it alongside you if there's a player base out there.
Hey, we'll see.
It's a roll of the dice on Steam. All right, second to last game, Star Ocean: The Divine Force.
I was wondering what this anime ass looking game was.
I'm actually not that interested in
Nope.
this game.
I saw what I needed to see to be like. The reason I'm not going to play this
I'm just
is the
kinda
same
meh on
reason
it.
I didn't play Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Generic JRPG.
Generic JRPG that's so far up its own ass. Like, if you were just copying Final Fantasy or if you were just trying to be Dragon
You
Quest.
have to remember how old Star Ocean is as a franchise.
Yeah, but you think about how old Dragon Quest is as a franchise. Think about how old Final Fantasy is as a franchise. Think about how these games have reinvented themselves and improved on themselves and
That's true.
really gone through, like, tried different things, like shook up the formula. Like, there's no way you think Star Ocean is at earliest PS2. Maybe they had one late PS1, but Star Ocean is
Yeah, it's PlayStation. Original PlayStation.
right, but late. I'm willing to bet that's like a 99 2000 game.
96.
Oh, I wanted to rent the first Star Ocean so bad. So bad. I was like, I saw
You
that
said
cover. I was like,
96?
look at all these anime characters. I need it.
That's fair. I mean, it's,
But yeah, Star Ocean is not as old as Final Fantasy
I
or
didn't say
Dragon
it was.
Quest.
I mean, Final
might say
Fantasy
it was,
came
but
out in '87.
I'm not saying
Right.
that it was, but I'm saying it's old enough for it to be its own, like, established. It's old enough to be a thing that is up its own ass because it's its own established thing
Right.
long enough. Like, Final
Right, that
Fantasy
was
spends a lot of time up
It
its
didn't
own
give me
ass.
like
They
Final Fantasy
legitimately,
vibes
like,
per se.
all of the dialogue and all of the text that was appearing on screen during that trailer, I was just like, there's an audience for this. I am not your audience.
Oh, I'm not going to pretend like I'm the honest for that either.
Yeah.
I was like, this is some head assery, and I know
And the
from
thing about it though is like I wish I was the audience for Star Ocean because I loved that the space.
yeah, I think I got the Star Ocean HD remaster.
Yeah.
I was just
thing.
telling everybody in Discord, my favorite trope is like high sci-fi with like very advanced technology, but you're still fighting with swords.
Right, like dude,
Like Doom.
like we have shielding technology that will block anything faster than a dagger.
That shit was fire. I was
And
like,
so
damn.
that's why you have to have hand-to-hand dueling skills because
Right.
it's like
It's like, all right, the least we can do is fucking get this to have fights on the same level, you know? Like, you know, a gun, it can go any which way. With a sword fight, the better person is probably going to win.
yeah.
Probably.
But then also there's
Yeah.
only like two weapons in Dune. You have a dagger and you have a nuke.
And the last
Watch that
game is
movie.
Little
And then we're
Devil.
gonna talk.
Seeing it. I've seen the 87 version. I've read the first 3 books. I'm seeing it tomorrow. I know what's happened. I know what's gonna happen. I'm here for the visuals at this point. I'm not here for the story. I already know what the
That
fuck
first
happened.
hour is all visual. Don't go into this movie expecting Zendaya. At all.
She's 7 minutes out of the entire almost
At
3 hour
all.
movie.
Yeah.
That's a crime. That's a travesty.
No, that's why people were clamoring for Dune 2 because they're like, okay, that's when we're actually going to get her.
But
Cool.
yeah, but also
We're getting Zendaya.
But it's like,
Oh, she's in that movie? Nice.
but also Duncan fucking Idaho. Duncan fucking Idaho.
Yeah, their names are a little jarring to me. Lady Jessica. I'm like,
You got Lady Jessica.
Lord Paul. Imagine your Duke's name is just Paul. It's just like, hey, yo.
Hey, remember,
There's always a Mike.
Duncan Idaho, Leto Atreides. Fucking Leto Atreides.
Leo.
Fucking Leto. Fucking
All right,
Leto 2.
before we
Fucking
go-
Leto 2.
Before we go down a Dune rabbit hole on the video game podcast, the last
Actually, the first RTS was a Dune game.
Oh, shit.
There's just to bring it back. Just
Okay.
to bring it back.
did it have anything to do with Little Devil Inside?
I want that game. Other than me. I want it. I'm with it.
Yeah, it seems fun. I was all aboard on this game the first time they showed it. so.
This was the game that had the racist enemy design? I thought it was Kana.
It was kind of no,
Like,
it wasn't
in
Kana.
refer-
It was kind of racially charged. Like they look like Galajakas, but they have like dreadlocks and then
Yeah.
like their facial
Blackface.
yeah, they're all black. They have like big red lips. It's like that might not have been what you were intending to get across, but
Right, and
Yeah. But they fixed the enemy design.
optics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Like,
they
like
changed
I
that.
didn't see the original until like after I looked it up after the original, after I saw the PlayStation experience or whatever showcase for
Because
today.
everybody was excited for it. It's just a few people were
Right.
like, I don't, just
It looks
something
like-
about that rubs me the wrong way,
Yeah.
So before now, we didn't see like the top-down view that they kind of did, like which is kind of interesting as a way of like kind of the transition between like top-down into like third person into like your inventory and all. This was like a deep dive into the game with major air quotes around it. Like it was a super short
It was
thing,
a
but
narrated thing.
it conveyed a lot of information in a really short amount of time. And so when we first saw it, we were like, this looks like indie Monster Hunter, kind of. And now, like, it seems like something I'd be down to
probably like
play.
indie
I might
Witcher.
not stick all the way through
Yeah,
it.
it's like Eldritch Witcher, Lovecraftian Witcher.
Yeah.
But Chris, I say you look at it, it is, as far as like the art style and like the kind of like vibe of the game, I could see
If
you
that game is less than,
playing it.
if that game is shorter than 15 hours, that game would be probably going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
honestly.
I don't see that game.
About 20 hours.
With the quality of the textures and like the amount of care they're putting into like the details, unless it's a big studio, that game's going to be very short
It's a
and
small
it's going to
studio.
be good.
It's like a small Korean studio.
I mean, if I'm going to be 100 here, I think 20 hours is a very optimal game time.
Nah. Get me under that 12-hour mark.
Well, no, I mean,
That's for games like that. If
I'm not
you
saying
give me
for
a
games like that.
2-hour
I'm not saying
game-
for games like that. I'm saying like, let me rephrase this. This is the better way of explaining it. My tiers for how long a game should be is a indie to low tier game, anywhere between 6 to 12.
No, that's mine is an hour to 8 for like games of that tier. Like Aerial Knights never yield, like especially on the like indie level of console
Yeah,
games
but then
that we've
games like
gotten
Memori took like 6 hours to get through, especially because it had multiple
right
endings.
1 to 8 hours is like, and like those are the 1 to 2 sitting games that a lot of times journey like
Yeah, but
even
also,
going back
but
like
I will say though, is I've noticed that whenever I look at like the amount of time it will say a completionist says to do it, and then how much I do it, I tend to take about an hour or two longer
Yeah.
per thing, wandering around doing shit.
but I get what you're saying, and we're
Yeah, like we yeah. This is a
But
personal
just-
taste discussion.
right. Yeah, for me, like if we're in the indie lane, 1 to 8 hours.
Depends for me. Depends on the genre. Like we're leaning more like towards like a walking simulator, or I'm trying to convey like a specific type of experience to you. Absolutely. But then once we get into things like Spiritfarer, Sexy Brutal, fucking God, what is the fuck is that mystery game with that ballin' ass aesthetic? Fuck. Can't remember what the fuck it's called, but things like that.
Necro Barista?
Not Necro Barista. Oh, God. You're literally a detective with a flaming skeleton for a head. And it's not Inferno Cop.
Oh, I was about to say Inferno Cop.
What was the name of that game? It had a wild ass name, like I don't know. It'll come to me. It'll come to me at some point.
Okay, so now that we're out of the state of play, I kind of want to run through some of these like headlines that I pulled because like
the WB fighting game.
yeah, it's in here.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Pikmin Bloom is the new Niantic Nintendo partnership that's coming out, and it is basically Pokemon Go, but you're making flowers.
I don't care.
It'll have its audience. The people who play these AR like whatever.
That's nice. I want to farm IRL, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Exactly.
Look.
It has tangible rewards.
Fuck the city. Let's just retire to the country.
No,
Talk about it.
I'm staying.
As long as my Wi-Fi is strong and like
We'll make our own ISP.
I mean,
even better.
shit.
And if I can travel to get to a concert in under 2 hours, we're good.
Just move up to Cartersville. The best mushroom.
It sounds racist there.
You're gonna have to finish that sentence because you just said the best mushroom.
The best. Yeah, no.
I do appreciate mushrooms in
Yes.
all varieties.
All of the varieties.
All
But no,
the
the
varieties.
best mushroom growers, I guess. Is that the right word?
The mushroom mancers.
Shroom cultivators.
Yes, shroom cultivators is actually up in
Mushroom
Cartersville.
mancers.
The fungus sensei.
I like that.
You don't like mushroom mancers?
I didn't hear that one. I'm sorry, y'all were going at the same time.
I mean, I also said mushroom mancer, but yeah, it's fine.
Then I guess I missed that one.
We're all
Is that a
missing
Monster
shit.
Hunter thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, over my head.
Actually,
Okay.
speaking of Monster Hunter, I've been cracked the fuck out on Dauntless the past couple of days. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't
go-
know why the fuck.
Go play Dauntless. If you're looking for something
Yeah.
to do, it's free.
Is it good now?
It's actually a good time. It's like
The
this.
problem was it didn't have enough content before,
does.
but now that we have
But
been
then
away
also,
from the game
they
for
changed
so
the.
long.
But then also they changed the way the progression is. It has the progression of a mobile game.
Oh.
So a lot of its monetization is around progress. Like you're buying your way out of like some of the gates. Like to complete the player progression, the Slayer's Path, it's 6.3 million rams, which is insane. But I've been having a lot of fun. The weapon variety is a lot of fun.
Yeah, they've overhauled multiple weapon classes at this point since the last time we played.
Yeah.
So it's just the thing about it is for us coming the way Radic described it to me that actually made me re-download it and re-hop in. It is what Monster Hunter becomes when you are at that point where you're like just grinding hunter rank or master rank. Like at the point where you're
Yes.
just going out on hunts, like doing shit like going on expeditions, like doing like
They cut out the middleman.
I mean,
Right, they
here's
cut
the thing-
out the-
Here's also the thing about Dauntless is the thing that makes Dauntless so much fun is that it does not have the multiplayer problems Monster Hunter does. You could literally go, 5 other people, beating down on one monster if you felt like it. Like, you got 6 people in a zone. It's
Rise did improve over World. You didn't really play enough Rise to really like.
I mean, I'm not. No. Actually, I played. Yeah, getting into the multiplayer was a lot easier on Rise than it was in World. You didn't have to watch the cutscenes. But the thing about it though is with Dauntless feels like it was made more for multiplayer than it was for single player. Because the thing about Dauntless is also you can stack yourself with 15 different buffs and just meme on a fucking behemoth. Like. Literally, go in, drop an attack pylon, boost your attack, get 1 attack boost, drop a stagger potion, drop an attack speed potion, and then drop a attack damage potion with the hammer and go to town.
I knew it was
I'm
empty.
so happy that was empty.
I knew it was empty. It wouldn't have toppled that easily if it had liquid in it.
Like, you can't do that in Monster Hunter, but yeah, Dauntless is a good time. It's one of those things where it's like nothing gets... The farming And also the farming is slightly more consistent. Like, all the items, there's very few items that you actually need a lot of that have super low drop rates. Like, just cut a tail. But because of that, when you need 15 tails, you got to kill that thing 15 times.
So speaking of monsters, I'd like to talk about monsters of the pocket variety. We got new Hisuian Pokemon.
Ooh, yeah.
We got
We got
Hisuian
the hate fox.
Zeraora and Zeraark. Both of their names are really hard to pronounce, and I watched a video where somebody was like, I can't pronounce these, and watched clips from the anime where they talk about both of these Pokemon, and I still can't pronounce it. So, but we got Hisuian versions of Zeraora and Zeraark.
It's a cute little fox and then a demonic-looking fox.
Well, yeah, it was a cute-looking fox before, but it was just dark type.
Yeah.
Hey, remember that game I couldn't remember
It's
the
also a
name of?
demonic-looking fox before.
Paradise Killer. That's what it's called.
Okay.
I don't even remember what that game was in reference to.
Neither do I, but I found it.
Hopefully, our listeners at home are more coherent.
Right. So WB Platform Fighter coming out at some point. Like, it was just whispers, like, on Monday, but now...
It was shitpost, and now it's more shitpost.
Right. The whole game, like, that's the thing that I'm kind of concerned about, considering the quality of the Nickelodeon Platform Fighter after, like, watching gameplay and seeing it. Like, I haven't tried it yet, but the reason I haven't tried it yet is because I have Smash.
I feel like with this game, it's going to be, like, the opposite, where, like, that, the Nickelodeon brawler is, like, really good mechanically. But it's lacking, like, with, like, the bones, like, you know, no voice acting.
Yeah.
I feel like the music's probably not really there, like the sound effects or whatever, you know, due to licensing. I feel like with this game, the WB game, it's going to be lacking in the mechanics department, but everything else, like the peripherals, like there's going to be voice acting, there's going to be, like, you know, cool effects and shit like that.
The question with the game like this, though, and this is the question that all games like this, and even Smash Bros. Has to face this question, and Smash Bros. Made its decision, is how competitive do you want this game to be? And that's really going to affect
Nickelodeon,
things.
that's a surprising part about Nickelodeon. They were
It wants
like
to be competitive.
100% competitive. This WB one is going to be interesting.
I would put my money down somewhere in between Nickelodeon and Smash. Because the thing about Smash is anti-competitive.
Yeah, it wants to be casual player, just picks it up, has a good time.
That's too damn bad because they don't shower.
And that's
The ceiling is big.
We were
for
talking about
Smash.
washing your meat earlier.
Oh, bring it full circle.
I wish we
And
could
this is
end
why
the
we-
episode right there.
this is
That
why
would
we
be
got-
like a...
This is why we multiplayers are the best, because we run sets in the showers.
Because we washing these niggas.
Damn, that'd be crazy if, like, that's, like, your win. If you win the Smash Bros. Tournament, you get to literally wash everybody.
No, imagine popping
Why
up
would
at
I
a Smash...
want to do that?
No, imagine popping up at a Smash tournament and literally throwing, like, a thing of Old Spice at somebody.
That might just make it worse.
No, not the can. I mean, like, the actual, like, soap.
The soap. That might actually make it worse. It's Old Spice.
No, that was...
No, hold on. We're not going to disrespect Old Spice.
The soap?
No.
I mean, I use the body wash.
Are we talking about the bar or the body wash?
They have a bar soap too?
Every soap brand has a bar.
Yeah, you
Axe?
just
Access bar soap?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean,
don't
I can
buy it.
imagine it. I can
I haven't
imagine
worn
like
Axe
the
since I was a
packaging.
teenager.
middle
Right,
school?
yeah. The thing is, once you realize that Axe smelled like shit, you never wore Axe
But then
again.
also, the thing about it, though, is testosterone gets really smelly once you get those high levels like you do in puberty.
Yeah.
So part of that is just literally puberty. Part of that smell is literally puberty. Like, that's one thing about it.
You got to detox your body.
I haven't owned a can of Axe body spray since I bought my first iPhone.
I mean, that's all
probably
a
around
White
the
Claw
times-
is.
And that's also probably around the time your hormones balance out and you don't smell as bad all the time.
Right, yeah, and I had to maintain a job.
Yeah.
Voila.
But yeah, the next story, BlizzCon is canceled.
Who cares?
Ding dong, the witch is dead.
They
the witch
canceled
is dead,
themselves.
The witch is dead.
The thing is,
Talk about it.
the more about, like, I don't want to because every single week we've tried to kind of harp on the negative things, and so like the things I want to look at outside of that is if BlizzCon wasn't canceled, we had a good chance of Final Fantasy.
Fuck that. Blizzard needs a goddamn reckoning so they can fucking
they're having their reckoning,
and they need to get reckoned harder. They're not getting.
They need a harder reckoning. Because like changing McCree's name.
No, that's every time they announce something
good,
like
right?
that,
But
something
like,
else the investigation escalates. Every time they've announced something like
death
that.
by 1,000 cuts currently at Blizzard, and that's the thing.
Is it death by 1,000 cuts, or is like someone actually holding a knife this time?
Is somebody holding a knife, or are people being held accountable?
Slashing at them with a knife.
Because that's what we actually need is people to be held accountable, like from the top to the bottom.
Right, and they're trying to get out
top.
of the accountability, but the fact is the accountability is catching up with them. And like, while I am still not giving Blizzard any of my Activision Blizzard any of my money, I am not buying any of their games. I am not supporting any of their games.
I'm not streaming it. I'm not liking your fucking Overwatch clips. That game is dead to me.
Right. And I know some of this is just Madrid's bitterness towards Overwatch.
No, that game is literally dead to me. Blizzard, I don't care. I don't care. You can crank out that new fucking Diablo all you want.
Speaking of Diablo, something you aren't interested in, something you are very interested in, is the Persona series. And Meguro is leaving Atlas.
Yeah, he's still gonna make music with him though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Mm-hmm. Like Silver Lining.
If anything, he's just gonna get a better contract because he doesn't work for them.
Yeah. The thing is, he's been making games in his own time, and like him leaving Atlas, he still has a good partnership with Atlas, and it's probably still going to be making the Persona music. It's just he's not going to be doing just the Persona music. He's actually going to be pursuing his dreams of like developing games on his own.
I'm all for that. Like put the game development in the hands of the game developers who want to put that love and that care into it, and you know they're not going to be they're not going to sit up here.
Meguro has composed the epitome of slaps. Like, if you combine the Persona 3, 4, and 5 soundtrack and
all bangers. All bangers.
Right.
All bangers.
Right. All bangers. Like,
all filler, no killer. All killer, no filler.
Well, I was about to say, what?
I mean, they can fill my playlist all they like.
Padding. Like, the Velvet Room song being as long as it is, when you just, like, it just comes
I mean, you want that song to be long because you can be in the Velvet Room for a while.
I just don't need it on my
SMT3.
Huh?
He also did SMT3.
Well, there you go.
Well, yeah, Meguro, like he's a name that's out there.
Like, just to show the range.
Mm-hmm. Persona 3, 4, and 5 shows some fucking range.
Yeah, but none of them sounds like Fierce Battle 2. Just that boss music for SMT3. Just
this is true. That is good God-killing music.
That is. It's something. It's literally
murder your deity.
It's the soundtrack of something screaming in your ear to murder your deity. Oh man.
But yeah, so speaking of music, I'll transition to this last headline. Apple Music has been added to the PS5.
Why not the PS4 too?
I don't know. They kind of made a big thing about this being the first time on like another platform that like Apple Music is getting an app.
I mean, that it could have been two platforms. One platform with a larger install base.
I could see it.
I'm not bitter, but I'm genuinely curious. Like, why couldn't
you subscribe to Apple Music?
Not anymore, but I'm just genuinely curious. Like, why can't it work on both?
I mean, it probably like.
But why isn't it?
You know, why didn't they give the PS4 6 months free of Apple TV Plus, and they gave everybody who owns a PS5 if you just log into Apple TV Plus?
Oh, well, that's too damn bad because you probably had a fucking PS4. That's fine. But I'm just like, why? Like, it's a fucking music app. Like, why isn't that available on PS4?
I'm loving it. Like,
I do question. I mean,
because
I guess I did learn today that like,
thing.
Outside of like playing it while you're playing games, I don't understand why that having Apple Music on your PlayStation matters. Because most TVs already can have that app. You don't need your place to turn on your PlayStation just to use it.
I'm not using it.
My TV does not have that app.
Also, you normally have Bluetooth speakers that sound better than whatever your TV can.
All right, for those niche situations where I used to stream Spotify onto my PlayStation, It did what it needed to do.
It did well. Okay, fair
I'd
enough.
put on that. I'm not going to incriminate myself. It's not even criminal. I'm just not going to expose myself.
You listening to Taylor Swift? It's okay.
No.
You can shake it off.
No. I just threw on the sex playlist.
Heard.
And I was like, all right, let me turn on the PlayStation. Boom, built-in speaker right there.
You're right.
We're good to go.
You're right. I mean, to me, I don't think. I get it. If you want the app, I don't see why it wouldn't be on PS4. I don't get the big deal that it's on PS5.
Like address the elephant in the room. Like, why isn't it there?
It's because at this point in time, Sony's original plan, I'm saying this right now, conspiracy tinfoil hat, at this point in time, Sony was planning to have pretty much converted most of their PS4 install base into PS5. But they didn't see the cell shortage and a bunch of other bullshit that happened, because this shit didn't happen with the PS4. Right. You wanted a PS4, you pretty much get a PS4 fairly easily the entire time. And so now,
I don't know, even if there was a chip shortage, I don't even think they would, like, that's ambitious. Like, their install base is huge.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you don't give up on one of your best-selling systems that early, and PlayStation really has never done that.
How long into the PS3 life cycle did the PS2 get discontinued?
I want to say it was like...
The PS3 was almost over, probably.
Yeah, the PS2... PlayStation has committed to a 10-year life cycle for all of their consoles, and so PS1 had games well into PS2, PS2 had games well into PS3, PS3 had games well into PS4, PS4 had games well into PS5. Like, y'all are getting...
We're a year into that damn console. That's not well in.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're just not getting a app. One singular app you're not getting.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why.
Do you use Apple Music?
No, I don't.
Right,
but I know
thing.
I know plenty of people do. I'm just genuinely confused as to why. Like, is it in the cards later, or are they just like, no, fuck it. You got Spotify.
It's probably going to be in the cards later, as well as like other music streaming services, because the fact that you now have the option of Spotify or Apple Music, this opens the door for the option of Amazon Prime Music or Tidal or any of these other things, because now because the system on PS4 was built around Spotify. The system on PS5 is nebulous enough that Apple Music's able to come in. That could be the only thing, but like, as far as...
Why didn't they just say that?
I feel like
with transparency.
If you're going to add Apple Music later on the PS4, you're like, what's the point? Why didn't you just don't?
Well, I mean, they had Spotify.
I mean, plenty of people are
PS5.
just now getting a PS4, and that's going to be the case probably for the next year or two. People just acquiring a PS4.
Yeah, people do that all the time. Like in the PS3, Xbox 360, I started with the Xbox and then eventually got the PS3.
If they want to stream their Apple Music to their newly bought PlayStation 4.
Or you could do what I did and just have a second monitor and bring up Apple Music or YouTube.
Or, okay, who's just now getting a PS4 also has a second monitor?
You know, they probably got a speaker somewhere in their damn house and they can just Bluetooth and just be playing music.
You have options to listen to your music.
I mean, you do. I'm just confused as to why it's not on PlayStation 4.
It doesn't make sense, and I get where you're coming from.
That's just my main point.
It doesn't make sense to add an app to an old last generation system later, rather than come out with it.
No, they should add new apps as the new apps fucking come out. Because if that was the case, like on my old ass TV, I'd be able to stream HBO Max to it. But I can't even fucking Chromecast HBO Max to my old fucking TV.
I know why Madrid's mad.
Madrid, we're saying the same thing.
I'm upset.
I know why Madrid's mad. This is the first step to Discord not coming to PS4. And just
I didn't even think about that, but that's like if they did something like that, that would be way more.
That'd sell you a PS5.
That would also
but you can't even fucking find them shits. That's the problem.
Like PlayStation Direct seems to have been the plug. Like PlayStation Direct,
I wouldn't know.
So many people in our Discord, their PlayStation.
But if PS4 doesn't get the Discord app, that would be a slap in the face.
That would kind of suck, but at the same time,
Not even kind
I
of
have a
suck. That would just be
PS5.
I know it doesn't matter to the people who have PS5s, but anybody who can only has a PS4 or the new users who are just now buying PS4.
Right, it's like, what the fuck?
Give them the. If you didn't put Discord on the system day and date with PS5, that's a slap in the face.
Or at
You
least
did that
acknowledge,
dirty.
like, yeah, we're working to get this on PS4. That's the only thing I'm looking for. It's like, all right, just address that shit. You know, just be upfront, be transparent about it. Like, yo, this is in the cards. That's all you gotta say. That is all you gotta say. And they could just say that this is a glorified beta because
I feel
it's
like
probably
that's
what
not
it is.
PlayStation though.
As somebody who leaves my PS5 on the home screen for hours on end, and it's just like on my home screen, just with system music going, it's really great to have my work playlist that has Vince Staples, Isaiah Rashad, Drake, Kanye, Kid Cudi, like to
You're a
have.
popular hip hop artist.
I mean, that's what I shuffle, and I know consistently through the playlist, it'll be at least decent enough for me to listen to grind my way through work. So,
I feel that.
yeah, I'm not like sitting. The problem is when I really like listen to stuff that's like engaging to like listen to, I'll either be on my phone or tell Siri like, hey, play this, like. Or like go into different playlists and get different aspects. Like I don't need to. That one playlist is just like, it's gonna play. I'm going to hear things I like. I'm going to hear things that are okay. That's all I need out of that playlist. It's called like Work Shuffle or some shit. Work Shuffle 2021 is the tag on that one. But I mean, that's it as far as like the big news stories that I wanted to hit. So remember, you can follow us all collectively around the internet, cheesycontrollerpodcast.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Anton63Xs. Chris.
You can follow me at Chef and Chris.
Jalen.
Squid Bishop.
Madrid.
Speedwagon X.
All right. This has been a No It's Good production. The video version is edited by Lana Twisted Mind. The audio version is edited by Iknowjones. Until next time, keep it cheesy.